Hello and welcome to an exclusive interview with founder and CEO of Republican Red Winery, Paul Johnson. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I love it. I
Proud
love
to be
it.
in New York.
Awesome. I know you were at our summer soiree. How was that?
Oh man, we went on a cruise all around, up the East River and out to the Statue of Liberty. It was stunning. Something I haven't done before.
You
It
saw
was great.
all the orange and blue
Oh yeah,
flaming from the city.
Nixon 5.
I love
The
it.
city's electric, man.
The city was also on fire afterwards, so I was happy to see that. At least we found some patriotism, maybe not in the country, but in a different set of colors. But, at least we were able to come together through something. But
Yeah.
how is it having a partisan business?
Yeah, so Republican Red Winery, we're not shy about who we are, right? It's right in our name. And to me, that's the whole point is if you're going to have a conservative business, you can't kind of dip a toe into it. You have to jump all in and say, this is who I am. This is what I believe. And the way I look at this is I would rather market to, we sell wine across the whole country. I would rather market to a third of the country who are, proudly conservative. Conservatively, let's say that it's a third. I would rather market directly to them and our shared values than try and water it down and be everything to everyone. And I think it's an effective way to grow a business, and you really connect with your consumer in a way that it's attached to their values, and it makes for, in my opinion, a powerful business model.
I think you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You said that you guys began in 2020, right?
That's right.
And you've been in business so that would be like 6 years now, right?
That's right. We had a little hiatus in the middle because after I launched in August of 2020, and we did an amazing amount of sales, $700,000 of sales from no one ever hearing about us between August and November up until the election. We were off to an amazing start. Our suppliers had said they'd never seen a winery grow like this, ever. But we didn't get the outcome we wanted in the 2020 election. It was a contentious election. So all of the social media companies decided overnight that if you were a conservative business, that your voice was going to be silenced.
Yeah.
And so we were shut down for 6 months. And so my business, collapsed underneath that. But I went back to the drawing board and relaunched in 2024. And now we're over 100,000, or we're approaching 100,000 customers from coast to coast. And we just launched in a crowdfunding investment round to scale the company. And anyway, it's an incredible success story, in my opinion, and so much to talk about.
I would think it's a fact. I mean, just crowdsourcing alone. I was talking to you before.
Yeah.
The idea of a alternative economy makes me so excited because, take a look at most major institutions, our education, a lot of our larger corporations that are gone full woke.
Yeah.
Just really any institution, most of them don't have an alternative. There is no second option. There is no plan B. It's you're either buying from, Starbucks or, now they have Black Rifle Coffee is a good example. Or there's a couple other ideas out there. And you guys are fitting such a good niche to, cater to really regular people that enjoy having wine or enjoy drinking wine or just purchasing or whatever, where they have a go-to, they have their plug, so to speak, for wine.
Right.
Do you have any competition? Like, is it hard running that? Are there any other brands out there that do something similar to you? I bet not, right?
Yeah, there are a few other wineries that
Yeah.
operate, but not to our level. The Trumps have their own winery, right?
I was thinking that. Yeah, that's why I
so they
asked.
do. But there's, people want choice. They want options.
Right.
And the Trump Winery is regal, and they do a wonderful job with their marketing. And I'm in full support of our president and their brand. But again, our brand is a little different. It's just the look and feel of it is different.
Yeah.
And it's nice for people to have some choices. But going back to what you're saying with Black Rifle Coffee, if you can also basically only buy them online.
Yes.
So once you choose to go down this path of the parallel economy and really brand yourself based on conservative values, you really have to build your business knowing that you're not going to be going through traditional retail, because if they're not outwardly woke, they certainly won't present themselves as being conservative at all. And so they simply won't allow you in the store because they're afraid of the left coming and burning the place down, basically.
Yeah, and the leftist NGO complex, the Biden administration, to a very large extent, crack down on content creators. They crack down on businesses. They crack down on individuals just speaking their mind. In 2020, 2021, during that was like the dark age of voicing your opinion in America. How did you guys handle that? You were on hiatus. How did that affect you personally?
Well, I had put a lot into growing the business, and it completely buckled my business overnight, because the way you reach people when you have an e-commerce company is through digital media. And when digital media doesn't allow you to advertise, you can't go door to door marketing an e-commerce company. So it completely buckled our company.
Right.
But I went back, and since then, I think some of those companies, Meta in particular, has become not so hardline.
Definitely relaxed.
They've definitely relaxed. I think they learned a little bit of a lesson of the power of the conservative base.
Right.
And that people were really upset about people being silenced. This is America. People take their First Amendment very seriously. And so we came back in 2024. We've diversified our marketing, and we're now getting a lot of media exposure on Fox News and Fox Business and Newsmax and
Fantastic.
different places, and that's getting us a lot of reach. Also, advertising with different influence. We really broadened our marketing channels.
Right.
And so we're not so dependent on if one, goes super woke again, all of a sudden we're not so subject to the whims of one person.
You're less
company.
Dependent
on
social media because you have that alternative, I'll say again, alternative economy kind of helping churn it really sales out for you. At the end of the day, it's a sales thing.
Yeah.
But why wine?
Well, I grew up with it. I'm a second generation vintner. I learned from my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always been around wine. And something I noticed is almost every winery out there brands themselves about either the family who owns the winery or the location of the winery. It's all about the winery.
Right.
And I thought, man, it's the same old story. They all brand themselves the same. I'm going to start a winery that's about something.
Right.
Something other than the vineyard or the winery. And my promise is I'm a second generation vintner. I know great wine. We produce great wine, but our labels are going to be about something bigger than that. And our labels certainly are. Like right here in front of us, we have our Magnum Epic Fury that celebrates the might of our military.
Love it.
And the idea about it is celebrating peace through strength, and that it takes a strong leadership and a strong and precise military to ensure peace and freedom across the globe. And that's where I see our military, Trump built up the military in his first term, and now he's putting it to use. And we're seeing amazing results, in my opinion, at least compared to what we've seen in past presidencies. And so I'm very proud of that bottle. And the other three here are our America 250 collection.
Love it.
And so we've got the Liberty Bell, our Join or Die label, and then I forget the other one, then Washington Crossing the Delaware. And they're excellent wines, but you put them on the table and it starts a conversation. That's the whole point of it. And it's more than, and when you have a conservative business, that's part of what you're doing. Like, not only are you buying the product for its purpose, wine to drink,
right,
but it also represents your values. It signals who you are. And I find there's a lot of conservatives out there that want products that reflect their values.
Exactly.
And that's what this is.
And I would say, like, let's say John Doe or Jane Doe is at a house party, they're hosting something, and they pull out America 250. Everybody else is going to say, where the hell did you get this? This is brand new. I have never seen this.
Exactly.
And that kind of guerrilla marketing through third parties, I assume, is driving a lot of business because everybody wants their voice heard, whether it's through media, whether it's through education or academia, if you will, even down to wine, even down to, the manufacturers of these flags. So that's definitely something that I would want to do if I were ever, in that industry. And that leads me to the next question. Before we go any further, where can we find and buy your wine?
Well, I can tell you where you can't buy it, and that's in any retail stores. You can only find it at our website, republicanred.com, and that's because we have the word Republican in our name. We're a conservative business,
right?
So therefore, retail won't carry it.
Any retailers?
No, we've been approached by a couple of mom and pop shops across the country, but as a company, you can't service a couple of shops across the country.
It wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense. It's too inefficient. You need an actual distributor to pick it up and, cover a bunch of stores in a region in order for the efficiencies to be there. And we can't do that. And so we are 100% direct to consumer. You go to our website, republicanred.com, place your order, and we ship it to your doorstep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And have you always been in the industry?
Yeah. I spent a couple years after, earning my bachelor's degree and did some agricultural lending. So I kind of learned a bit about finance for about 5 years.
Nice.
And then joined the family business and grew wine grapes and farmed, for about 15 years. And then now I've moving into the marketing and sales and building an actual winery part of the business. And so,
what made you, I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
What made you want to branch off and kind of do your own thing? Same as before
you do the same thing for long enough, and I just wanted to. I had the idea. I thought it would work. I thought it was interesting, and just wanted to give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. It started as it kind of started as a side hustle, but very quickly became it's my full-time. It's my full-time gig. I've put everything that I own into it at this point. So I've self-funded this thing, and I am fully vested into this business, and it's really exciting time. We just launched our first investment round this week, and so I feel the business is at a point where we've really proven the business model. We have, when people come to the website, they buy. We get great reviews. People come back, and I feel like we're really at a great spot for the business and ready to scale it. So we have an investment campaign going on. You can find it. You can click and find it through our website. And if you're interested at all in checking it out. But we have big plans for the company and some great products coming up. And yeah, it's been a wild ride.
That's incredible. I'll hit you with one last question, okay?
Yeah.
What's it like being a conservative, being a Republican, running a conservative or Republican business in a blue state? How is that?
You would think that, and I actually went into it expecting a lot more pushback. I actually expected the state to kind of
crack down a bit,
or, to get more audits. And so I've built a business knowing that at any moment, someone could come knocking at the door. But, that hasn't happened yet, thank God. But I also expected more pushback from those in the community that, wouldn't like us being there. But even then, I haven't seen that. When I'm out and speaking about the business, if people don't agree, they just kind of. My experience is when you get in front of people, they're not willing to say the things that they're willing to say when they're online. And when you're actually face to face with someone, it's different. And I think that's really important because over a glass of wine, you're face to face with someone.
Right.
It's humanized. when you're online and there's trolls all over the place, it's just cowardice.
Yeah.
And so I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. In fact, I go on and find the worst messages and read them out as our hate mail of the week, you know, because it's just like, you know, it's cowardice and it's trolls. And
We should start doing that, Ian.
Yeah,
I like that a
absolutely.
lot.
Why not? Because you know they will. It's constant fodder.
Absolutely.
But I don't know about you all, but when you're out in public and being proud of who you are and being a respectful person, what do they have to say? You know?
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm seeing this trend of like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when you were first getting started off, right?
Yeah.
Companies, most companies, well, big, small, medium, large, bending the knee to the mob, bending the knee to the left, kind of saying, all right, we're gonna, you know, put the pride flag in our logo during June, and we're gonna capitulate on every issue that really matters to us, even in the senior leadership roles, with very few exceptions. And now, you know, 6 years later in 2026, I see companies like yours. I see companies like Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah.
It's cool to love America, you know, as on your
I'm-
head. Yeah.
I met him last night and wearing his hat proudly.
Aren't they
so
fantastic?
They're great. He's a great guy and he's built something. It's a simple message, but it's such a great message.
Yeah. And it's not polarizing either.
No.
Yeah.
And going back to your opening comment of like, the Knicks just won, right? And people here New Yorkers collectively are proud of their team, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm a transplant. I'm proud.
And even when your team doesn't do well,
Yeah.
you might criticize them, but you still root for them.
Yeah.
Why not have that same attitude for your country?
Absolutely.
Why not root for your country, even if you disagree with some things that are happening, just like you do for your home team, you talk about what you want, but you're on the same team. You know, you're rooting for America. And we should all be like that. And I feel like a lot of people on the left are not rooting for our country.
Absolutely. I think it was, I forget what the poll was, but I saw recently, actually, I think it was like 55 or maybe it was 35% of Democrats are not happy to be an American. Or maybe that's not the exact verbiage,
Right.
but or maybe like are not
Ashamed.
or ashamed, or it was something akin to that. I'd have to look it up, but you know, I think the number with Republicans was like 11% at absolute max.
Right.
And we see kind of where the dichotomy lies, where it's less of a left and right, less of a, you know, deep state versus the people, which is totally true, both of which are applicable to our environment.
Yeah.
And now it's like, are you proud to be an American? Are you proud to be a Republican? Are you proud to preserve what's great about this country, to conserve what's great about this country?
Yeah.
Now the battle line's being drawn in City Hall and in Washington, D.C. and Albany, and I guess in Sacramento in your case would be, you know, do you like the country?
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a Republican to say that. I mean, 90%, 99% of Republicans are going to say that, of course, you know. And it's kind of jading to me, or I'm getting kind of jaded, I should say, from it, because I hear so many people say, "Oh, I want to. If Trump wins, I'm going to move to Canada, or if Trump wins, I'm going to France or Morocco or whatever." And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell don't you just go?
Right.
So
Well, and that's the reason why we have terms.
exactly,
Like
yeah,
you're not stuck forever. That's the whole point of this thing. And if you don't like it, then, you know, create a better solution next time for the American people to vote for.
And that's
how this republic is set up.
Absolutely. We had the No Kings protest just a couple avenues down from here in the beginning of the year. You know, the next time we do it, or the next time they do it, I'm not involved. The next time they do it, we should have a booth with some wine set up. Just to see what would happen, you know. I'm sure that the Antifa, the purple hair freaks, I'm sure they'd be very happy to
well, you know
to
what
have
we
some
should do
Republican
is
red
do a
wine.
blind taste testing. So
Actually,
we put it, you know, we just go, try this wine, and then you reveal it afterwards, because, you know, they'll taste it and be like, oh, wow, this is amazing.
Fantastic,
Where's this from? This wine's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you show them the bottle and watch them just go into convulsions.
yeah, they're probably going to have a panic attack and most likely assault me. But I'm okay with that if it means getting the brand out there. Remind us one
appreciate
more
that.
time before we wrap. Where can we find you? Where can we crowdfund you? Where can we buy this beautiful, beautiful wine?
Yeah. So first of all, go to republicanred.com. That's where you can buy the wines. That's where you can find our crowdfunding link. Everything about us is right there on the website. And I just really appreciate you having me on the show and the support. And I love what the New York Young Republicans are doing. You're a model for the country as far as,
Thank you.
The deal last night, everyone was having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about creating community amongst young Republicans. And you guys are doing that so well. And I really applaud you on the work you're doing. It's really important. And have fun first, and then the politics comes with it. Because when people come into politics, they're a little intimidated at first.
Right.
So just provide the good time, provide the connection, provide the socialization,
Right.
and connection, and then people will start to, walk a precinct.
Of course, and yeah,
do that sort of thing.
Our club's motto, or I guess unofficial slogan, is campaigns, community, culture. So you're exactly correct.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would argue that you are creating the culture here.
I'm supporting it. I'm doing my little part.
Of course.
This is my part of this whole thing that we're all on the same page for. So
I'm so happy we had the time to get you on. This is incredible.
Thank you.
If you want to buy this amazing collection of wine, you should buy the entire store, honestly. You should go online, put everything in the shopping cart, and crowdfund. And if you can't do that, at least get the America 250 bottle. Go to the website one more time.
RepublicanRed.com.
RepublicanRed.com. Go there right now, get your bottle, celebrate America's 250th birthday in style. Thank you so much for watching this exclusive interview. Going back to you.